I'm gonna make up my own intro song.
Do it.
And we are live, only 10 minutes late.
That's not bad, actually.
You guys, Jerry saved the stream. I want everyone to know that. Everyone, thank Jerry for saving the stream.
I'm still useful.
Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome, Paul.
Hey, so obviously we have a face down there that I think everyone knows and loves. I know I do. I'm a little homo.
Yeah, he's like a chubby Jesse Pinkman. I like it.
All right, before we go any farther,
That is the
let's go ahead
nicest thing anyone has ever said to me.
Before we go any farther, we're gonna go ahead and play that intro.
Okay. I'm gonna sing an intro song along with the intro. Here's
Yeah.
the intro to the Tech Talk Show, where people talk about technology and drink some beer. At least that's what I'm doing.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Guys, I promise it's going to be worth being late. All right, so if anyone's curious as to why we're late, because every week it seems to be a little bit of an explanation, Jerry taught me something. When you have NV Surround going and you have 3 monitors, it's a custom resolution, and when you try and do a Skype video capture, it freaks out. Now, it was a really cool effect. I mean, Paul was flickering in and out like a squirrel on speed doing a techno dance. But anyway, I even at the last minute uninstalled my drivers and all that shit. But anyway, guys, Paul's Hardware is here. I'm sure you guys recognize him.
Hi, everyone.
I'm quite often asked what my favorite YouTube channels are, and Paul, you are on the short list. I just gotta say, not the short bus, but the short list.
I am flattered.
So please, for those who may not know who you are, tell them who you are, where they can find you, and take it from there.
Sure. My name is Paul. I've been doing YouTube videos for Newegg.com, the retail site, for 5 or 6 years now. And I should guess disclaimer at the beginning here that I'm here representing myself, and any opinions I say are my own and not representative of Newegg. But that being said, I also have my own channel that I do called Paul's Hardware. It's youtube.com/PaulsHardware, and I also do tech videos there, and I give a little bit more personal opinion, that sort of thing. And also sometimes I show pictures of my dog or me.
I'm sorry.
What?
I thought never mind.
My dog.
Yeah, I know that, but you gotta understand. There's a certain flair I put into my channel, and for a minute there, I thought, never mind.
Okay. At least he wasn't talking about a pig, because then he'd be like, I like to show my hog off on my channel. Come on over and check it out, guys.
Okay, yes, guys, before people start throwing out accusations, I'm wearing these gunners. I'm not paid to wear these gunners. I was not asked to wear these gunners. I'm wearing them because I am literally trying them out for a week before I do my review. And I've just got to say...
Hold on a second, Jay. Hold on.
Now, Jerry was paid to wear the gunners. Jerry is the one that was paid.
No, I wasn't. Use my affiliate link. Okay, anyways.
Use the affiliate link. No, okay, so can I address something with the gunners real quick? And
yes.
it's interesting how many people are very like, oh, Jay, you're a sellout for wearing the gunners. I was not paid, and a lot of people said just use Flux. And Flux, I guess, is it's like a.
I didn't like it.
I guess Flux kind of controls the colors of your screens to make them more friendly on your eyes. But here's the thing, guys. I work in IT. I'm bouncing around to different machines. I'm constantly looking at my screens at home. I'm looking at the TV. I can't install Flux on everything I look at that's a screen. And I've noticed that the glasses do help the eye strain for me. So it's nice to just put them on, and wherever I go, even watching TV, it really helps my eyes. I have freakishly sensitive eyes. That's why you guys are always accusing me of doing like weed and crap.
But they're so beautiful, Jay. Beautiful.
They're beautiful bloodshot eyes.
No, I didn't like the Flux program because it doesn't alter the light in the room. Like, I like the fact that when I look around, everything's affected equally. It really bugged me when I'd look at my screen and it's like brown, and then I'd look over here and everything's all bright. So
I'm just putting it out there. Gunner Optics. In fact, they didn't even want to send me a pair, and they finally were like, "Oh, okay, fine, we'll send you one." So trust me, Gunner is not on my side.
Where's that billboard? Did I forget to put the billboard up behind me about them?
Oh, the Gunners banner.
Yeah, and the shirt. Oh, I'm not wearing the Gunner shirt. Damn it!
They're not going to send you your commission check now.
I know.
No, it'll just be delayed. That's all. So anyway, but yeah, guys, the fundraiser's doing really good. You guys have freakishly freaked me out at how well that is doing. So that's why I keep adding more giveaway stuff. But anyway, links in the description. I don't want to dwell on that. If you guys want to head over there and see what the giveaway items are going to be, we're up to like $1,000 worth of giveaway stuff. So
Jay, I want you to add a new stretch goal where if you get to like $5,000 or something, I'll just go to CES with you and I'll just stand next to you in every video that you do.
Okay, guys, you heard it. If we reach $5,000, Paul will represent Jay instead of Newegg. at CES.
Hey, what about me? What about the whole stretch goal? How much do you got to get to drag me along with you?
Jerry, there ain't enough stretch to fit. No, I'm just kidding.
Aww. Seriously, even if you get $100,000 in donations, you wouldn't take me to CES?
I'm sorry, but I can't even fathom that number, let alone ever imagine.
All right, guys, if we can get Jay $100,000,
Olga K is trying to reach $100,000. That's kind of, I think that was a little excessive.
Wait, for CES? I mean, is he going to land on all the buildings with helicopters?
No. Olga K is just like a vlogger.
Oh,
so
wait, you can make $100,000 doing vlogging?
No, she's only at like 12 or 13% of her goal.
But what is she raising the money for? Is it a specific purpose?
She wants to produce 40 new episodes of some vlogging series. But as I was like, does it really cost money to vlog? I mean, I like what we three do, there's hardware involved, so there's money involved to get this stuff. If people aren't willing to send it, we either buy it or borrow it, right? So
vlogging's still a lot of editing, though. I found that, like, when I vlog, I got to do a lot of editing. So
it is, but what I'm saying is, like, you don't have to produce an item that a vlog channel is based on, right?
True. Very true.
It's just you're just following around your life. But like content reviewers, yeah, we got to get this stuff somehow, and a lot of it's on loan or whatnot. But anyway, so yeah,
this
guys,
is my job now, Jay. This is my job.
It is your job now. But guys,
I am now on internet. Oh, sorry.
No, I just wanted to say, everyone, please go check out Paul's Hardware. If you follow him on Twitter, it is PaulHardware. I tweeted the hardware store for like 6 months, wondering why Paul was being a dick and not responding to me. I probably realized I was.
You're like, that Paul guy's a dick.
No, there was a while there in the beginning.
For a while they were redirecting like tweets to them. They would like tweet back to me and be like, "Oh, I think you want this guy," but I think they've given up that.
Yeah, it's funny because remember, I think it was last year when I first contacted you and said, "Hey, do you want to be on Tech Talk?" And you were like, "Yeah, I'm moving. Let's work it out after I'm done moving." Right? In the beginning, it wasn't until it wasn't until Kyle corrected me. Where he was like, "Hey, you should ask Paul to be on." I was like, "I asked him to be on. He ignored me. I must not be like big enough for him or something." And Kyle was like, "What?" So he looked and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's Paul Hardware, not Paul's." So for a while there, I was like, "Yeah, Paul's too snobby. He won't talk to me." He's so turns out I was
sorry,
actually
Jay. You're below me.
It's an interesting position to be in.
Well, if you're lucky, but.
See, yeah, this is why we love Paul.
I love the more awkward this show gets, the funner it is.
Oh, but I love hanging out with Paul. And Paul, the check for that beer is in the mail. I'm sure they just tweeted me and
thank
said
you.
The check
Yes,
is in the mail.
I am also. So I forgot my Gunners today, but This is my not sponsored beverage that I'm drinking. This is an AleSmith Nut Brown English style ale.
Actually, I better tweet this out. We've got about 1,000 people in here already. This is amazing.
Oh yeah, thanks for joining, everyone.
Yeah, everybody hit that like button if you like the stream. Hit the dislike button if you don't like the stream. But I don't know why you're here if you don't like the stream. But anyways, you know what to do. Tweet it out.
They still got to be here to hit the dislike, Jerry.
You guys, you got to share this with everybody because I'm poor people now, and this is the internet's my life. So
haters got to hate on something.
I need people to come in here and call me a sellout, so that I can get that 0.001% revenue. Oh, it's dude, this is gonna be a rough road being my own boss, but you know what? It's gonna be fun. It's still gonna be fun.
You know what's gonna be funny is when you have to reprimand yourself.
Wait, I gotta reprimand myself?
Yeah, when you don't reach goals, you're gonna have to have.
Get out of line if you don't meet your
revenue
goals.
I just don't create goals. I just look at the bank account and go, "Oh, I can survive another day off that." All right, let's have a go with this. Oh.
There you go.
I'm not gonna be that.
I'm curious though, Jerry. Like you're solo now.
I'm solo.
So what do you have a plan of action? Do you have like every day? Do you have like, here's my action item list of what I want to get done or accomplished? Do you have an outline or a master plan, or is it just like I'm just gonna wing it and whatever happens happens?
Well, no, I can't afford to wing it. I honestly can't.
Yeah.
But I basically, first order of business as boss is I basically gave myself a week to think about it. So.
That's good.
So I don't have it all planned out yet. I have lots of options. I've already talked to a lot of other really big YouTubers that gave me a lot of priceless advice about how to form my corporation, how to do my taxes, all that stuff, how to get insurance. I'm talking to people about all of that stuff, and it's like completely overwhelming. So I'm basically compartmentalizing that into a list, and then next week on Tuesday, my wife and I are going to sit down and start going through it and like systematically figuring out a plan. The good news is between my severance package and my savings that I've had over the years, and I already dumped all my stock and everything, I've got enough money to get me through for a while. I mean, nice. I can afford to spend 6 months figuring this out. And if it doesn't work out in 6 months, then I have enough left for me to go and find a job and get back into the workplace and get my benefits and all that stuff. I'm not too worried about that, but I really, really want to succeed at this because I think it'd be cool. My wife's already loved it. I've been home for like the last couple of days, and I've got to spend a lot more time with Xander and all that stuff. It's been awesome. So I really don't care how stressful or how hard this is. I'm going to have a go at it. See what happens.
I like it.
Okay, so I told you guys there was a topic I wanted to fling at you. Maybe I didn't tell Paul. I know I told Jerry.
Did you not tell Paul about the secret?
What?
Okay.
There's a secret. I don't even know it.
There's a topic I want to fling out there for discussion, and I think it's a good one. So you guys know for the last 2 days I've been ripping my hair out trying to shop for a camera. And this is hard for me because I'm not a camera expert. So it's like you guys who are asking me questions about PC hardware, and I'm like, that's easy. Just blah, 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 and there you go. But for me, for camera stuff, it's like really difficult because I don't have a huge budget. If I make a wrong choice, I don't want to. Jerry, take it easy. Take it easy, Jerry.
Just little sips. Little sips.
This is not a repeat of the Drunk Tech Talk.
No, just little,
so good.
Little sips.
So good when it hits your lips.
It's like licorice.
Okay, so it got me thinking. I was like, okay, I want to see this camera in person. So I looked up like Best Buy. I'm like, oh, not in stock. Okay, this camera. I'd look at Best Buy. Nope, not in stock.
Is this that Lumix one you showed me?
Well, all of them. Any camera I wanted to look at, I was thinking to myself, okay, maybe I can go to Best Buy and handle it, right? Okay, Best Buy didn't have any of them like in any store in my area, and we live in a pretty Best Buy heavy area. Like if I do an area search, I get at least 25 Best Buys that pop up. So I got to thinking, you know what? Is Best Buy the next brick and mortar electronics store that's going to end? That's going to go under? And it got me thinking, like, what does anyone go to Best Buy for? They used to go there for a lot of movies and stuff. I think most people now just go to Target or Walmart to buy their movies. Generally, they're cheaper, easier to get in and out of. Do you go there to buy stereo stuff? Not so much. Music. Most people are dealing with like streaming services now. To me, Best Buy is nothing more than the TV store now. You go and you buy your TV and you leave. And I remember like people back in the 80s thought Circuit City could never end. It was like the giant. And look where they ended up, 6-7 years ago.
Dude, I used to shop at Circuit City like religiously for like everything.
I used to work at Circuit City.
Did you really? I didn't know that.
I was a PC tech at Circuit City. So it got me thinking.
I also did not know that.
It got me thinking, is Best Buy the next to go? Are companies like Amazon going to put Best Buy out of business? What do you guys think?
I think they were on the verge like a couple years ago. There was a lot of talk about Best Buy going under. And I think they've done a few things to kind of extend their lifespan in the past couple of years. I think they do a better job now at matching online pricing, which I think is huge for like I forget what that term is for people who you go to a store, you look at the product and then you look it up on your cell phone and see
right.
how
price matching.
Yeah. So I think that has probably helped them out a lot because it keeps those people from going home and ordering it from Amazon or something like that. You just hey, go up to the front counter. You can get it right there.
Right.
But yeah, it's I don't know. Like, but at the same time, I kind of feel like you need some type of physical brick and mortar store. And like, what else is there besides Best Buy? Besides, some very specific shops. We have a shop down here called Howard's that does like TVs
I know
and
Howard's.
stuff like that. But
then you've got like Paul's TV, no relation, embedded into like living spaces, right?
Oh yeah, that's
so that
true.
makes sense. But
the only time I buy anything locally is if I need it immediately, because you always have to pay taxes, and it's usually a high dollar item that you're buying, a couple $100.
Exactly.
And it's like $30 taxes versus free shipping and handling. It's really hard to not just go to Newegg and give them all my money.
Quick shout out to Joe Kelly and Matt Leslie. Thank you very much. Huge thank you. I mean, they
love you, Joe.
Thank you guys, because the more we do, I literally might be able to put Jerry on a plane and get him down there.
Oh, did you get some more donations? Look at you! I was the first. Hey, I was the first donator though.
And you were the first donator of the last year's campaign too.
Yeah, this is going to become a new ritual as long as I have money.
No, I honestly think this is the last year I'm going to have to do this. If things go well next year, I will not have to crowdfund anything. So
you can still crowdfund.
No, I don't want to.
You should still do it. You should still do it.
It's more money. You're just like, hey, money, right?
Yeah.
No?
Yep.
Okay.
The good fans understand that there's a need for money. They do. They understand.
And we need
ad fans don't understand. They're the ones that are like, no, I turn on ad block and watch all your content and lulls at how I'm not helping you.
Remember, Jerry, we're supposed to be paying them for watching.
That's right. And we do. I pay them with awesome ads of something that may 1 in a million they want to buy. It's possible. You never know.
So anyway, back on our topic. Am I crazy for thinking Best Buy in the next 5 years won't exist?
No, actually, I'm right there with you. I don't even think it'll last 5 years. I
really wanted to say 2 years, but I thought maybe that's a little bit extreme. But I'm thinking 5 years.
You know what's going to kill it really fast, though?
I feel like Amazon is.
No. Yeah, well, no, Amazon definitely, but it's the freaking apps. Now you don't even have to go to a website and type in all your information to buy shit. You go to Amazon, it's like one click buy, and the shit shows up like 2 days later or a day later if you're close to an Amazon hub. So it makes it really hard.
You know what's sketchy about that, though? Is from my understanding, at least, when it comes to online commerce, e-retail stuff, they're not supposed to be able to save your CVV2 code, that little code on the 3-digit code on the back of your card.
Yeah.
And yet somehow with Amazon, you can just click once and buy without having to enter any additional information.
Now, I have an Amazon card, like a store card, as well as my credit card stuff in there. If I go to do one-click buy with my credit card, I have to put in the CV2 number, whatever it is. But the Amazon store card will one-click buy.
For me,
that's because Amazon stores their own credit card database, so they should, and they own it, so why not?
But that's the thing that you're supposed to have to purge from your database. Like, you're not supposed to be able to save that little code.
Well, that's kind of how we have these major issues, right? With like the Target fiasco over Black Friday last year. I mean, how many millions of credit cards were what's the word I'm looking for? Compromised,
liberated.
If you liberated,
liberated.
We have set
free into the wild.
Oh my god, dude. No, the thing is, with the credit card stuff, I'd imagine that Amazon's so big that they probably negotiate with the credit card companies. They're like, we're not going to give you the CCV number because it's way more convenient for our people to just click once. And they just like, all right, whatever. We'll just eat up the additional fraud that comes from that.
True.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, but still, the fact that you can actually, even if you have to enter that number, right? How hard is it to remember a 3 or 4 digit number? I mean, that's still way easier than like trying to remember your entire credit card number.
I still don't even understand how it's entirely secure to have those 3 digits that are on the same card.
That's always kind of blown my mind too. I guess it's because it's not digitally encoded in the magnetic strip. So if somebody sees the card.
I got to thinking about it. My bank card is no longer raised lettering; it's flat because the issue was people were able to imprint your number quickly. Like you would hand your card.
Right, yeah.
You would hand your card to someone in a drive-thru or something, and they could just be like squished, splat, like against some sort of pad, and they could get your number that way.
Right.
But they can't do that to the CCV number.
Yeah, but the ironic thing about that is the whole reason for the raised lettering on the credit cards originally was so that you could use carbon. You could use carbon paper and go whoosh, whoosh, and like have the number imprint on it.
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I went to the grocery store. It was probably a couple months ago. This is after my bank started doing the flat cards without the raised numbers, and their systems like were down, so they had to do the swiping of the card over the card reader, and they couldn't do it with my card. So I couldn't buy groceries because they couldn't do it the archaic way of doing that little carbon paper swipe thing.
Yeah, because I've done that before. I went to the Puyallup Fair once, which is a big fair we have up here in Washington, and I went to buy something. And yeah, they pulled out their old little thing, stuck the card on there, to get the little carbon print and made me sign it. And I was like, wow, so there's people now that can't do that.
Like when the systems go down and suddenly it's like you've gone back to the Stone Age when they do that. It seems so archaic. But
you know what's funny is for Y2K, I was on call like at the local Rite Aid. I was actually paid to be on call and hang out on site to handle any Y2K issues that they had. And only one system went down. And can you guess what it is?
The credit card system?
No, it was the automatic door.
What?
The doors wouldn't open. We had to manually open them and leave them like locked open because no longer the little computer that ran that sensor, that pad that you stepped on, it wasn't the newer ones like it has a sensor that you break a beam and it opens. It was that big rubber pad. That stopped working.
So is this the future we have to look forward to? Is once everything's electronic, like an EMP is going to go off, there's going to be a solar flare, and you won't be able to get out of your house or open your refrigerator doors. You'll starve to death. You won't be able to lift a lid on your toilet, so you'll have to shit on the floor. It's going to be a horrible life.
Yeah, I mean, so did you guys hear about that $120,000 Samsung 104-inch curved TV?
Yeah, I saw somebody tweeted that to me, and they're like, "Hey, dude, you should get this." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll have to get an extension on my credit card."
I bought 3 of them for 4K surround.
You mean
Ballin'.
what? 12K surround?
Paul, you should totally do that. It'll only take you like 38 years to recoup your money on YouTube.
That would literally be 3/4 of the cost of my house, like to buy 3 of those.
That I know that is insane. I don't understand what makes it so expensive. I mean, there's 104-inch TVs that are out now.
It's all about supply and demand. I guarantee you that.
Is there
TV
really a demand?
Yeah. There's a demand, but it's so small they're probably only going to produce like 100 of them.
Yeah, it's like the 50 millionaires, top 1%ers who like have to have the best, newest of whatever.
They were like, Bill Gates needs something to skeet shoot with, so here, we'll make 100 of these.
I thought he chucked iPads into the air when he went skeet shooting.
No, he's too busy using them. Sorry, Paul, go ahead.
I got to go to Korea last month for Samsung for their SSD event, and they took us through the Samsung Museum, which is really a pretty cool museum. It's like a history of technology type thing, but like the more towards present day you get, like the more Samsung products there are. But at the very end, like you get to this point, and they take you past all of like the TVs that they've been coming out with, and they had that TV there, and it was stunning, like just standing next to it. It's like
this TV, this 120 grand TV was there. Like
yeah, they had one of them there.
Yeah, but what about off viewing angles though? The person sitting on the right, aren't they kind of effed to the right side of the screen?
I didn't have time to test it, but I didn't notice anything particularly. It's a pretty subtle curve to it that you have right there, but I mean it's just so huge, and usually when you have something that huge and you stand right up next to it, like you can see the pixels, right? Like you can see some kind of separation there, but it was just like it's like looking through glass into another world or something like that.
That was the impression I got at CES a couple years back when I was at the Sony. Did you guys go to this big Sony thing booth 2 years ago for the 4K debuts?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I remember that's. Even a camera. I mean, let's face it. The easiest way to find a pixel is point a camera at a monitor, and you'll find a pixel pretty quickly. Yeah. But even my camera, putting it right up to the screen and adjusting the focus, you couldn't find any pixels. So the 4K stuff's pretty insane. You guys are making me feel bad that I don't have any alcohol, but it's probably
cheers,
Jay.
I'm just sipping.
I hate both your faces.
Sipping. Dude, nobody hates his face. Come on. Nobody.
Ewan, Noah, and Andreas. Thank you. Are
people still donating to your shit right now? Oh my god!
It's out of control right now. We have an awesome.
You guys know
community.
Jay has a horrible gambling addiction, right? So I hate to say this, but you guys, all you're doing is feeding this.
Do you know what's funny is one person left a comment on their donation. They were like, "Don't let it ride on red."
I can just see Jay's gonna take the $1,200 or whatever. You're gonna take that, fund your trip, and then as soon as you get to Vegas, you're gonna just take the rest and just put it on red and be like, "Woo, vlog entry."
I want to see that. I want to see the JayzTwoCents CES coverage is like zero coverage of the event. It's just Jay at a blackjack table, just like, come on.
You know what I want to see is jump cuts, Paul. I want to see lots of jump cuts. Oh my god, Paul, imagine it. He walks in, and he's like interviewing somebody. He's like, "Oh, so is this your piece of technology or whatever?" And as soon as they start talking, just jump cut to him, like, "Yeah, let it ride on red." Woo! Just hammered drunk.
My glasses started fogging as soon as you brought that up.
See? It's because it's the truth.
Guys, I've gotten it under control, okay? It's under control. All right.
It's under control.
Jay,
I'm only gambling with 1,000, all right?
Only 1,000. He's going to use slot machines because that's the best way to get your money back.
All right.
Jay, I feel like you brought up a topic earlier that we kind of circled around, but we didn't come back to. Your search for a camera.
Oh yeah.
I thought about talking about it, but I'm sure by now people are a little sick of hearing about it. I mean, that's the camera right there. Okay, guys, this is my camera. Now, let me just turn it around.
What I don't get is Jay knows how to squeeze like cinema video quality out of a piece of shit camera that like nobody would buy used.
Guys, this is a T2.
Why would you look for a high-end camera? Just go buy another shitty one.
Guys, listen, this is a Canon T2i that I bought 3 years ago used from a doctor who knows how long he had it before that. I mean, the camera came out in 2010, I believe, or 2009, something like that. Anyway, it's been used for nothing but video, hours and hours and hours upon video on a camera that was never designed for that. If I record 5 minutes, it starts overheating on me. It shuts off on me like every 4 seconds. Sometimes I'm forced to jump cut where I didn't want to jump cut because the camera was like, "You're jump cutting right here." And so it's getting very, very difficult. I have the Nexus 7 HD on the front hooked up through DSLR controller as a front-facing camera because it has no swivel screen on there. And the shoulder rig, the H4n, well, it's a shoulder rig that's adjustable. Like right now, it's turned into a tripod rig. The tripod, the the barn doors are taken off, but the matte box, all of that stuff by itself is like 3 times the cost of that camera, including the lens. So it's a little bit embarrassing when you go around CES and you're like, hey guys, I've got this $300 camera and a $1,200 rig.
Yeah, Jay, you remember we were laughing about last time I was down there? I was like, you did the absolute inverse of me. I've got a Canon 5D Mark III, which is a $3,500 camera body.
And you went with like the shittiest Chinese version rig you could find.
I've got the Chinese matte box and the Chinese thing, holder and the tripod's made out of like, I don't know, pot metal.
The thing like bends under its own weight. So that's exactly the dilemma, though. Like Jerry said, I managed to be able to squeeze awesome video out of a tool that's probably not doing me any favors.
Your video looks better than mine. It actually makes me embarrassed, Jay, because you've got that little camera, and everybody thinks you're using like James Cameron.
But here's the thing, Jerry. Crop sensors are much closer to the cinema frame size than a full frame sensor is.
Oh, is that why it looks better?
Not so much that it looks better, it's just more the right perspective and the right, I don't remember the exact
field
word.
view?
I mean, guys, I'm not a camera expert by any means whatsoever. But I mean, I was watching a lot of videography videos, and they were talking about why videos like from the Mark III, the Mark II, or even the I guess the Mark II was the first one that had video for the 5D, but that's why the full frame sensors don't get as much clarity or as much depth of field than these crop sensors do. So I'm looking at this going, okay, do I just get a 70D and call it a day? But I don't want to feel like I paid $1,000 for a body. I'll wait.
I'm sorry, Jay.
Do you guys
thinking out with myself?
Do you guys realize this is what he's going to be doing all day from now on? Do you guys realize this?
It's true, dude. This is my job. This is my job, guys. Okay, I take this very seriously as my job.
So anyway, Paul, that's my dilemma. Do I pay $1,800?
That's what I thought was going on. That's exact. See?
Okay, I'm sorry, Jay. I'll stop. All
right, guys, let's go ahead and roll that outro.
We're talking about serious video making things.
The outro is playing, guys. The stream is over.
Okay,
I now have to flag this as inappropriate. The outro has played. I'm dropping the mic.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
I have dropped the mic.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'll behave. Here, let me calm down. I'll just have some of this. Calm me down.
It's alright. That'll smooth things over.
I'm not even watching the chat anymore. Alright. Okay.
Okay.
Sheesh.
I'm calm. I'm not going to say another word. You guys go ahead.
No.
What? So...
Paul, can you run? Oh, he actually ran the intro?
I told you I ran the outro.
I thought you were joking.
No, I ran it. We're done. We're out. We're off. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
I still get paid, right? You guys are still going to pay me.
Don't worry. Gunner gave us tons of money, dude.
Okay, cool. Covered. I got to get some of that sweet Gunner cash. Although I forgot mine at work.
All right. Taro, Alex, Noah. Let's see. I can't even keep track anymore. All right, so Paul, if you were in my boat, and you know what my budget is, what would you do?
So I just had a very, let's say, okay, life-changing. I'll say life-changing. That's over-exaggerated, but this experience I had with the GH4 on the Colorado World's Highest Land Party trip that we did.
Oh, you had the GH4 with you?
I did
not.
I did not have the Panasonic GH4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question about that, but go ahead.
Yes. Well, so Albert, who was the cinematographer for Logan and then with Tech Syndicate, was using that. So Logan has one. He bought one directly, and just watching the footage that he was getting with that. Granted, Albert is a very, very good cinematographer. I didn't know that about him before the trip, but it was amazing. Like, and also the fact that it's freaking small. Like, it is way smaller than I was expecting it to be. Right. So I don't know what lenses they were using. I'm sure they had some pretty nice lenses that were going along with it as well. Okay. But even if you're recording 1080 with a 4K sensor, it can downsample from 4K, and you get a lot more detail, and you get a much better 1080 image as well.
There's a channel I watch. It's like it's all about DSLR videography. It's Donald something or another. I think it's a channel. He's got 120K. He's got some really good credibility, and I watched a 45-minute review he did on the GH4, and he said that you can record 4K, but it has such an efficient encoder in there that the file size was like 1.2 the times of 1080p on a Canon on the MOV format. So it turned out that like size wasn't the problem when it came to 4K recording, and if you do the internal downsampling before you even put it on the computer, you don't have to worry about the storage size. So Jerry, I know you want to do something. You just hold it, Mister. I see it on your face. So, but my problem is that two times crop, that 2x crop, and I would have to get like freakishly wide angles, like 12 millimeter or 18 millimeter, just to film in a room this size.
Yes.
And I don't want to do that.
So Jay, you should get that camera. It sounds like that camera's like the cat's ass.
That camera is $1,700 for just the body.
Yeah, that's like half as much as a 5D Mark III, so it's like the bargain.
But the 5D Mark III was never in the cards.
But it's awesome.
But that's what I have. No, I feel the same way. I got the 5D Mark II, and I keep telling myself I bought that like a year and a half, 2 years ago, because right now I'm like, oh my god, for the same price I could have gotten the GH4. But yeah, that's like probably got to be the hugest problem for people who have invested in a DSLR, and you start getting all like the lenses and accessories and everything like that. And then anytime you want to switch to a different platform with like a different lens mount in particular, you have to deal with all these issues like crop factor and do I need to buy another $1,000 lens in order to record my videos or whatever?
Now, to be fair, I don't have L series glass. I believe both you and Jerry have L series glass.
Hell yeah, dude! Only poor people don't have. I am poor people. Never mind.
It's all about the L. You gotta get.
Anybody want to buy my L series?
Fortunately, the L series doesn't do a whole lot for video like it does for stills. And I mean, I only have 3 lenses to worry about. I have a 50 millimeter prime 1.8. I have a 70 to 300. And I have my 28 to 135. Now, on a crop sensor, my 28 is like a 46. So a 46 mil filming in this room, you can understand I have some challenges. Sometimes the camera's as far back as the door.
I have the same problem of mine. I think I'm shooting a 24 to 105, and I still have to get it pretty far away to do some stuff.
Right. So you imagine, and that's a full frame, Jerry. So you imagine a 2x crop. That's my
I don't even know how
downside
you do it. Well, that explains why on all your videos everything's like really big and in your face.
I'm not on a 2x. I'm not on a 2x crop. This is a 1.6.
Are you saying that the
GH4 is a 2x?
Oh shit! No, I wouldn't want to use that.
That's the problem for me. That's why I was like, oh man, I even had it in the cart for B&H Photo, and then I was like, nah, no, because then once I added a lens, it was like well over $2,000, and I'm like, God, I've made this work with a $200 camera. There's got to be something I can do budget wise.
Everybody in the chat's creeped out about the doll, but it's me.
Why?
It's me. Yes, he loves his daddy. He sure does.
I wish you had never bought those.
Jerry, do you have conversations with the doll like off camera?
I
like,
do.
Do you discuss like Jerry?
Look, there's only one thing I need to say, and that's Spaceballs. He's reenacting the Spaceball scene,
May the true Lord be with you. Again. Hey, all I'm gonna say is that this doll's seen me naked. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say, and that's why you smile.
That's only fair. You've seen it naked. I've seen it naked.
I know you do.
Did
you like my little anatomically correct joke?
Yeah,
Mike Slayer says, Jay, you need a better mic. I think my Yeti does fine for this podcast.
You sound beautiful.
I use it once a week. Why would I dump money into a better mic that I use for 1 hour a week?
Oh, hold on. We got to answer at least one tech question. Somebody said, do I recommend the Lenovo X1 Carbon for the price? Well, I never paid for mine. I had to give it back. So I don't know how much they are, to be honest with you, but they're a badass laptop. Absolutely badass.
We can tell you it handles nearly 200 degrees Celsius.
Holy shit, does it ever? Dude, I forgot about that.
That thing made this room easily 10 degrees hotter.
Yeah, Jay and I put a thermal. Didn't we do like an Instagram or something?
Yeah, it was 100. You reached 190 degrees Celsius on the
I'll send out the Instagram later, guys. But yeah, we actually took a thermal probe and we had the thing blowing fire outside. Weren't we playing like a game? We were playing Hardline. Yeah, Battlefield Hardline, and it seriously got so hot that it felt like I could almost push the plastic in.
Yeah. So
the Lenovo can like cook food and stuff. So that's another feature.
I was shocked it didn't thermally throttle.
That's it should have. I'm pretty sure that thing's like completely damaged now, but it's okay. Somebody else's problem now, not mine.
Absolutely. There's That's 1,100
It's like
people
the
in
same
here.
thing we were saying when we hiked to the top of the mountain with all the Asus G550s.
Here we go.
Like,
We gotta hear about Paul climbs mountains.
That's all I've been doing for the past 2 weeks.
Paul, what was the elevation when you guys got up there?
14,400
something.
Oh God, so the air must have been fairly thin.
The air was thin when they started.
The biggest problem. The biggest problem was that like a bunch of us came from roughly sea level or within 500 feet of sea level, flew one day and then hiked up there the next day. Like no acclimation.
So you got to the top. You were basically just gasping like fish the whole time.
Yeah, it was very difficult.
Now, not to float my own boat about climbing a mountain. No, I climbed a mountain in New Mexico. It was 14,441 feet. So when you guys gave the altitude, I was like, oh, I know exactly what they're going through. But the difference was I went up into the Big Bear Mountains here and trained for a month prior to that hike.
Ah, that's key.
The one and only hike I ever did was to the top of some mountain. I don't even remember what the hell name it was. It was over in Idaho. Or no, was it Idaho or Montana? No, it was Idaho, I think. And I remember it took us 8 hours to get to the top, and it took me 45 minutes to catch my breath. I literally just laid on the ground gasping like a fish for like 45 minutes, and my dad was laughing at me and pointing his finger because he's like, come on, Tubby, come on, get your breath back, And seriously, I did that for like 45 minutes. I thought I was gonna die. Never again.
The problem though, you get to that altitude and like the air doesn't work anymore. Like you're trying to breathe in. You're like, there's
nothing there.
Why is there no oxygen?
Well, let's put it this way: you guys essentially hiked to about half the altitude planes travel at. So
yeah.
When you look down and you see airliners flying by, you got a problem. Like,
yeah.
Oh, shit.
You guys are in the chemtrail. No, I'm kidding. I mean comtrail. Yeah. No. I was a little jealous. I mean, I would have loved to have climbed that, but I knew like, okay, I would have not been able to do it. Hop off a plane and get up there. I'm sure my willpower would have made it like, hey guys, Jay died on a mountain, you know. But think of the legacy. Actually,
that's what we were looking for. We were looking for somebody willing to just die on the trip, so we could have made like a big eulogy for them, make it very touching.
It could have been Edsel, but damn it, he had sense enough to turn around.
He did.
There's all these people that like hike up go do the Everest treks and everything, so they can be like, yeah, but I did the Everest trek. It's like, God, just stay home and tell people you did it. Like, how are they going to confirm you didn't? Seriously. Is there like a registry?
There's like a hand
sensor that does facial recognition if you get up there.
There's a Sherpa up there with a hand stamp.
They have a little book. There's a little book you have to sign.
They put one of those little Mylar strips around your wrist that you can't ever get off without scissors.
Global.
Oh, I'm officially stupid now, guys. I'm sorry. We should just answer tech questions now because I feel like I'm at my prime. Oh my God. Hey, South African gamer says Barnacles. Did Microsoft force you to use Bing at work? No, they didn't. They don't even force you to use IE or anything. They're pretty good about that.
Didn't they get a little out of joint that you kept bringing your iPhones in there though?
Just when I went on, when the Windows Mobile team was involved, they were like, yeah, you should probably have like a Windows phone. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll go get a Windows phone. Yeah. But no, otherwise, out throughout the company, there's iPhones everywhere. I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, that'd be like if I worked on the Xbox team and it was like you walk into my office and I'm sitting there playing PS4 and shit. Like, I mean, they're gonna get a little bent out of whack. But if you're over on some other team that's not making gaming consoles, I mean, you're all right. So.
I want to point out that I keep getting messages from like some of the campaign managers over at TubeStart, and they're like, "Hey, you should probably do this or you should change that." And I'm like, I think it's doing fine without that assistance. Thanks anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I just saw one go by. They asked for if I actually really like Bing. The truth is, I actually do really like Bing as a search engine
because you have to do custom search strings.
Well, in the image search engine on it's like badass. If you learn the little language that you can do with it, you can actually say certain sites, certain things, certain words, certain combinations of words, certain pattern matching. You can do, and I know you can do a lot of that stuff on Google too, but I've just found that it works better on Bing.
All you have to do is drag it into Google.
And plus, I get my point. You've already got search string. It's macro to F. I'm just kidding. No, but I like Bing. I've become accustomed to Bing. I like Bing better, even though I don't work for Microsoft now anymore, and they laid me off and made me all sad. I'm still going to use Bing. I mean, I like it. Unless it goes to shit, then I'll go back and use Google.
That's retaliation right there.
I've never used Bing, to be honest. I've never tried it. It just felt weird.
I just like the reward thing's pretty cool though. Like every month I usually rack up.
It comes down to money.
So yeah. Well, dude, I gotta survive. I need to be able to afford my mochas, dude. If I don't get my Starbucks mochas, I'm gonna break down and start killing people. I don't want to do that.
We got 40 minutes left in the stream. Paul, is there anything you would like to talk about specifically?
Yeah, let's give Paul the floor.
What?
You have the floor. Talk about stuff.
Oh,
Paul, you have the talking stick. Go.
Okay. I can think of two things off the top of my head. One is somebody asked me earlier what I was drinking.
Ooh, he's drinking some nut.
AleSmith Nut Brown. It's all the nut you'll ever need.
Oh my god. That's what she said. All right.
Okay.
And what's the second?
Then it's just what I did at work today, I guess, which is I hosted an interview with WD, Western Digital. For those who aren't hip with the new lingo, they're called WD now.
WD. Everything's about the D lately.
They have purple drives now.
I've seen the purples. I haven't tried them yet. Aren't they like targeted at like what is it, video streaming or something, or video production?
They're actually made for surveillance systems.
Yeah, so it's like constant video read writes. Like,
so yeah, even more like they even said not necessarily for like a DVR or something, like a set top DVR or something like that. It's really just made for like, I have a 16 camera surveillance system going on in my house. Mm-hmm. These drives are made specifically for like low bitrate multi-stream data recording.
So is it like reliability is supposed to be a lot better for that kind of operation? Because I can't imagine performance is a big deal, because you could do that on any of their drives, could handle 16 camera streams.
Well, so according to them, they had some benchmarks. So there's no like benchmarks designed specifically for this use case because it's just not widespread enough, okay. I think. They say that if you actually do like more traditional benchmarks on these drives, that they will actually perform lower than, say, for instance, like a WD red or blue or black or something like that. Really, the hardware itself is very akin to like a WD red. It's made for 24/7 use. So it's made to be on all the time as opposed to like a green or a blue drive.
The greens fail me constantly. I finally weeded all the greens out of my system.
Yeah, I mean, greens are great if you need some storage that you're going to access every so often, but for anything that's like
not good for like a torrent supernode, just ripping the thing up 24/7.
Nothing that's going to be on all the time. You just want that for stand up or for like backup storage or something like that. But really, the ability to have like 16 video streams being recorded at the same time with lower bit rate than say like a 1080 DVR recording or something like that, the firmware is tuned specifically for that. Cool. The hardware is actually very similar to the WD Red drives. In fact, I think there's not much difference there. It's just that the firmware is specifically set up for that type of recording. So,
what's the warranty like on them? Do you know?
I think it's the same. I think it's still probably 3 year.
Okay, because I know the blacks. Don't the blacks still have a 5-year warranty?
Blacks, I think you get 5 year. I think that's one of the big benefits of those. So I think it's still 3 year. Actually, I didn't ask them specifically about that.
Once you know what I like about Western Digital, never go back.
No, it's true. I have a Western Digital black drive that's 8 years old and still doesn't have a single bad sector on it, and it gives me a smart warning every single day saying the head's parked on this drive about 1 million times, which is about 4 times what the life expectancy of the drive is. So I really like the black drives. The other thing is Western Digital has the best return policy I've ever seen of any hard drive manufacturer, period.
That is exactly, so like every WD rep who has come in, I've done like 5 or 6 different interviews with WD reps now, and like every single one that comes in, I say, like, by the way, I'm a huge WD fan going back like 6 or 7 years to the first hard drive RMA I ever had to do, and it was a WD RMA, and I was like, oh, let me just punch in the serial number, and it tells you exactly how long your return you can return it for. They have multiple return options. You can punch in a credit card and get them to send you
They pay shipping both directions. Yeah. They give you the packaging. If you put in your credit card number, they send you the new drive before you send it back. And I've never once had them reject an in-warranty drive for any reason. I've returned the same green drive 5 times before I finally just sold it. I got the new one back and I just sold it. But 5 times they replaced that drive and never once asked a question, never denied it. I was like, dude, go Western Digital.
5 times, Jerry? No
5
more,
times.
no less.
2 times in 1 year and 3 times in the next year. That's how fast, because I had it in a NAS, and I guess you're not supposed to put greens in a NAS.
No, you're not.
So it was just raping these poor drives to death. But Western Digital kept replacing them. Then I was like, okay, Western Digital, you've done me a solid replacing this drive 5 times. I'm going to do you a favor and just sell it and actually go get Reds. And then I got the Reds, and I haven't had a problem since. So
Reds are great. I really like the Reds. And that's one thing I keep telling them is like right now my home theater PC that I have set up, which has a cable card and does all of our DVR stuff and everything, all of our shows are recorded to a single 2.5-inch Seagate Momentus XT, which is I'm amazed that drive is still alive. It's been going for like 2 years now, constant use in that DVR box, and I'm like, this is the most amazing 2.5-inch drive I ever experienced. But I mean, it's gonna die, I know, at some point soon. So that's hopefully one of my upcoming projects is to do like a super powered HTPC / gaming system with a really awesome like RAID hard drive configuration for the DVR and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, I've got 12 drives in my NAS. So I've got 3 external enclosures that I bought from Newegg.
Nice.
And God, dude, 1 year, I'm not even kidding. 1 year, I spent $46,000 in 1 year at Newegg.
Check is in the mail, Jerry.
I was like, can you guys give me some kind of subsidy back? Come on. Can I just mail all this Roseville stuff back to you? Come on. Oh my God. It cracks me up how much I spent there though, because I was doing my taxes 1 year and I was like, no way, this is not possible. But it was when I did, it was 2 years ago when I did my huge build in here. It was like 10 grand for the system parts. Then I built out another system that was behind me. Anyways, it was just ridiculous. And then that whole year I was just buying crap like left and right. I was like, oh my God. Well, that stops now because I don't have that kind of money to just go blow on stuff anymore. So, because I'm poor people.
Welcome back to the earth, Jerry.
Yep. Everybody, I'm dude, I've only eaten out once in like a week. And I used to eat out like every day, like once or twice or 3 or 5 or 10 times.
In 2 months, Jerry's going to weigh 116 pounds.
I've lost 9 pounds already, guys, just because
nice.
Depression makes you not want to eat, and not having food in the fridge makes you not want to eat too. It's awesome.
Well,
yeah, you got to have food to eat.
Making food at home is a very cost-effective and healthy option.
Yeah, I got a wife for that too, so it's like it's actually pretty. She's been making me these awesome meals every night.
Nice.
Oh my God, oh, it's awesome.
So what's coming up on your channel, Paul? You need to start uploading more. Come on. Now you're going to have some accountability today. What's your next video?
Okay, I'm sorry about that. My next video is still the same next video that it has been for the past month and a half, which is
Jesus.
my I've done videos in the interim. I've done some vlog videos, which is like all I could manage because I was on the road so much last month. But I have my new computer that I built, and I put it all together, and I put a time-lapse video up of the build process. But I was actually recording a bunch of detail of the whole build process the whole time for a how to build my computer video, and that's coming along. It's
I think
nearly done.
I think you and I are supposed to be collaborating on something coming up. Wasn't there some water cooling thing we're supposed to do? Yeah,
so that's kind of my whole stance with that build is that this is like phase 1. You know, this is not yet its final form.
Let's call it stage 1. Stage 1 PC.
Yes, stage 1 of the build, which is basically getting everything together and up and running and everything. But yeah, I'm hoping to convert it into a water-cooled system soon, and Jay promised to help me out with that, which would be awesome.
Oh, you can't find better help. Oh my God, dude, you're a genius with liquid and orange.
Yeah, I was following that whole Skunkworks thing, dude. That was epic.
And it could have been so much better. I just didn't have a lot of time.
I still think it was up Red Mist though. I like it more than Red Mist.
Yeah.
Red Mist was pretty badass. That's a hard act to follow, and I think that turned out better. So
I didn't know how I was gonna like the gunmetal, to be honest. I mean, I knew I liked the color of it. I just didn't know how it was gonna look. I couldn't picture it together with the yellow, and I didn't know if it was gonna be too much yellow. I'm really glad that I skipped the Empower and didn't use that in this build. I think that would have been a little over the top.
I thought it was a little weird though that you didn't use 2 colors. I think it turned out good, but I don't know. I like the 2 different colors in Red Mist. But I guess there's really no option for, you can't make like gray coolant, can you?
Yeah, you can. And I could have gone with black, but the problem is those dark colors would have stained.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't want to stain the blocks.
All right. Well, in that case, then I'm with you on the choice.
Mayhem's Pastel, you can actually get one called Oil Black. It is literally black. And it would have looked good. The problem is I would have probably been trying to clean that out forever if I ever had to switch colors.
Is there anything that you can put into the coolant so that you can actually see the fluid moving, like Flex or something like that?
Yes.
There is something called Mayhem's Aurora. The problem with the Mayhem's Aurora, though, it's a vegetable extract. The problem is that it falls out. It doesn't last very long, and when it falls out, it will clog up.
Oh, that sucks. Because I was going to say, it'd be cool to see the fluid move. Like, I've always thought that would be a really neat effect.
It's pretty awesome. The problem with it, though, is that it's a show fluid only. It even says right on it, huge disclaimers, that there's a lot of blocks it won't work with because it's just too heavy, and it's only recommended for show pieces that are not being regularly used.
So, Jay, is that the same stuff that JJ was using when he was going around doing all the Z97 launch stuff? Because he had a water-cooled system that had
I didn't see that.
Okay, it looked like certain types of shampoo that you see that has this kind of like texture to the liquid or something like that.
Do a quick look up Aurora Mayhem or Mayhem's Aurora real quick, and it comes in all kinds of different colors. It's probably it. It's very shimmery and almost looks like a metallic-y, like swirly stuff.
Because that's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking like Flex. I think it'd be cool if it's like, you know what the warp core looks like on Star Trek, that kind of fluidy, flowing two-color cloud thing. That would be badass if you could somehow do that.
No, and that's what the Aurora looks like. The problem is it's not meant for everyday use.
Okay, yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is what JJ was using for the.
Everybody's all freaking out in chat about the $47,000 thing, guys. That was like years of savings and planning and everything to start building the Nerd Cave. It's not like I just had that laying around. And yes, it was stupid to spend that much money, but.
And yes, guys, he did just have it laying around. Don't let him lie.
No, Jay.
Nope,
take your gambling addiction and get out of here.
Guys, you remember that whole 1% thing a few years back? You know who was in that 1% leading the charge? Microsoft.
Jerry. Oh, Microsoft.
I'm gonna miss working there. I'll be honest. I'm pissed at him.
And who sold his soul for a nerd cave? Jerry.
I did.
Look! You see that? You see that stupid smirk on your doll? That's the way it looked right there when you were building it.
Yep. This is when I was building it right here, guys. And this is me now.
The doll does have kind of a self-satisfied smirk on its face.
Well, you can't see his hands.
He just got satisfied. Didn't you see what Dan was doing to him earlier? He's very satisfied right now.
Mother of God.
Oh my
he has
gosh.
smaller-headed versions of himself that can do his bidding at any time.
Jay's a show-off with liquid. You know what, guys? I have one niche expertise, damn it, and I use it.
I have to go on a rant right now while I'm getting my drunk buzz on here. Here's my rant, and this is for all of us. This is actually for all of us. I hate it when people call me a show-off. Duh, I'm a fucking show-off. The whole point of being on YouTube is because you have something cool that other people want to see. You're proud of something. You did something. It's cool.
I want to show people my brain.
Off. When you're like, hey, come check out my new car I just bought to your friend, all that is showing off. But showing off isn't a bad thing. It inspires people. People look at it and they're like, that's cool. I want to do something similar. It might give them a new idea to try something completely new. And that's my rant. Showing off's okay.
As an inspirational rant. I'll drink to that.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to drink to that too. Here, hold on. Let me get my little Jaeger. And I'm not sponsored by Jaeger.
Well, then I'm definitely the third wheel in all of this because, Jerry, you know how I feel about showing off and self-promotion and all that stuff.
You suck at self-promotion.
Exactly.
You're like the worst self-promoter.
You know how much trouble... You know how much trouble you'd be in if we were actually racing channels if I actually self-promoted?
Oh, bring it. This is my full-time job now. You have to go to work 8 hours a day. I got 8 hours a day. I can just sit around and just be like, hey, guys, come check out my channel.
I don't want to bring it.
I'm going to be doing the shuffle on top of my house.
I don't want to bring it, though, because I can afford to fail. You know, that's the thing. It stays a hobby for me.
Oh, Jay made me feel bad because he can't afford to fail. I can't. If I fail, I have to go back to work, and I don't want this to be work.
I don't want to fail, but I want this to stay a hobby for me. If I did it full time, I don't know if I would enjoy it as much.
Here's the problem. No, and you know what? I'm not going to argue with that. Anytime that you turn a hobby into a career, because when I started at Microsoft, I was like the biggest computer nerd ever, programming using Linux, I was programming for all platforms, native code, all that stuff. And after 15 years, yeah, it does wear on you a bit when you have to do it every day and it's not what you want to do. But the thing is, I figured this out. This is my epiphany. I create videos that I want to create. I always have. That's not going to change. I'm going to be doing coding videos. I love coding, but I'm going to be coding stuff I want to code.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Is like you're forced to do something you like, but the parameters are controlled by somebody else. That's when it starts getting monotonous.
And I also feel like every time that you hear somebody talk, like somebody who's really happy and who has like some awesome job, and they're like, I love my job and I love what I do because I do what I love every day. Like that exists too.
And I do feel that exists on YouTube. I think guys like Linus, Austin, Logan, I think they truly feel that way about their online careers. I think the difference, though, with my particular way of thinking is the moment I wake up in the morning and I think to myself, I have to do a video today, or I have to do this. And I say that now because I have to in the sense of keeping regular content going. But when it turns into I have to because that full screen check at the end of the month is going to pay my rent, that's where I'm no longer willing to where I'm willing to invest myself at that point, because that have to mentality for the sake of what's writing on it to me is what takes away the fun. I would still enjoy making videos as much as I do now, but I feel like the fun could immediately be sucked away. And I'd be lying if I said there was a certain aspect of me that doesn't enjoy building systems as much as I used to today as I did 2 years ago before YouTube.
But the other thing is, Jay, is you know me well enough to know that even when it wasn't my job and it was just a hobby, I still felt that stress just because I have a personal expectation.
And I was always there to try and pull you out of that.
And you were. But the other thing is, too, is realize, guys, that I'm not betting the farm on YouTube. I'm not. A lot of people, for some reason, got that intention. It's like I have a company under an S-Corp license called Opulent Studios that I'm a board member on that we've had for like 3 years, and we're resurrecting it. We're already working on a game that's themed around Barnacules Nerdgasm. It'll be released on iOS, Android, and everything in about a month or two. So we're going to hedge our bets. I'm going to be doing game development. We're going to be doing mobile development stuff. I'm going to be doing streaming, vlogging, and my YouTube channel. And I might even start a Patreon campaign, but until I'm 100% organized and I know what the hell's going on, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to overwhelm myself. But the other thing is, if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I feel like I have to shoot a video, you guys aren't going to see a video. You're going to see a tweet go out, and you're going to see a Facebook going out saying, hey, guys, today I just need a break.
Yeah,
I need to, and you're right, Jay. I can't let it be something I have to do.
And I'm kind of there right now. I'd kind of like the chat to chime in. I'm in that. You guys know I like to try and do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday release with Tech Talk on Thursday. So you guys get 4 pieces of content a week. The wife is out of town right now. I'm a little bit not overwhelmed. I'm just tired. So part of me right now knows, okay, if I want to bring out a Friday video, I've got to do it tonight. But part of me doesn't want to. But plenty of people, we have good communities, Jerry, because you know our communities tell us on a daily basis, don't make a video, we'll still be here. But at the same time, too, I get in that same rut where if I go a certain amount of time without making videos, it's really hard to start again. So that's why it's like keeping that diesel engine revved. You know what I mean? Yeah. Real quick, I just want to adjust the chat real quick. Somebody asked what frames these are. These are the Regent frames. I like them because they're very lightweight. They're flexible. So they're those ones that you can't really break very easily. They are metal. They're very, very, very lightweight. And they fully fill out my peripheral and field of view.
Mine are those are the Vapor Onyx. They're also a really, really lightweight frame. And the other thing is, a lot of people don't realize the Gunnar optics are actually Zeiss optics. So
yes,
I mean, they're
Carl
very,
Zeiss.
very clear glass. You're not going to have distortion. You're not going to have once you wear them for a little while, you actually become accustomed to the little bit of color difference. And like when I just took them off a few minutes ago, it's like the room is like incredibly, incredibly bright.
Yeah.
So it does calm everything down. And the one thing is, Jay and I have so much light because we shoot videos in these rooms.
I don't have a single light on in here right now, thank God. It's just window light behind me.
You've got California. That's where you got light in your room right now.
We've got all the sun.
But it's one of those things where it's like the biggest thing I find with the Gunners, is it going to make the color better? No. Is it going to make things pop when you're gaming and stuff? You do tend to see edges of things a little bit better when you're playing games, especially in dark scenes with the lights out. But why I wear them is because it just takes that light level in the room, the harsh blue light, down just a touch.
Right.
To where your eyes don't get that fatigue, that dried out kind of, I don't even know, it's like scratching. You get that scratching in your eyes where you're like blinking too much and you're squinting. It's like, I don't get that when I wear them. Right. But you can't wear them when you're editing video and stuff like that, where color accuracy is important. You can't use them.
I'm seeing a lot of people telling me to skip tomorrow's video. I don't know. I mean, the problem is I back up, Jerry. I mean, you've seen how quickly I back up. I mean, could you imagine if the Newegg TV crew decided one day, we're not going to make any videos today? You know how
we do that all the time. What are you talking about?
Well, God damn it, I have a jaded view then of what you guys do every day. I actually have this idea that you guys work.
We work. We work sometimes.
No, it's Jay, and the thing is I've done that before where I've gone 3 or 4 days without making a video.
Yeah, and then you walk in the studio and you're like, I don't really want to, you know?
Yeah, no, it is kind of hard to get back on the horse sometimes. I'll definitely admit to that. But at the same time, every time I think the world is going to end when I don't shoot a video, it never does.
I know. And
I
also thought the world was
good. When you eat them, they're actually nice. That's the thing is, it's like, I get my fair amount of trolling, not nearly like I used to in the past, but it's like when I'm really hurting and something bad really happened, my community like came out in droves, and it made me feel great. And the only reason I'm even considering going it alone and being my own boss is because of that positive support that I got. If I had have released that video and everybody's like, "Hey, fuck you, baby, I'll kill you, blah blah blah, piece of shit, go kill yourself." Yeah, if I had got that kind of response, I would have been like, you know what, screw this, I'm going back to work. But I didn't. I got a really positive response, and I was like, you know what? As long as I've got positive people to back me up, I'm going to give this a try. I can ignore 5% negative people. That's not a problem. If it's 100% negative, screw that. Oh, sorry.
People are asking what. I'm just trying to get to some of the questions. People are asking what webcams we're using. I am actually using 2 webcams. I'm displaying myself to Jerry. I'm exposing myself to Jerry and Paul with the. You guys can't see it, but that's the Logitech C920, and then I'm live streaming right now with the Microsoft LifeCam HD. The reason why I'm using the LifeCam instead of the Logitech is for some reason Logitech's drivers have started recently having major like flickering frame rate issues with XSplit. Remember the Max Hedron thing I was dealing with? Yeah, so I'm using the Microsoft for the time being.
I actually use a similar setup to you, except for right now you see me on a C920. But I use the Microsoft Cam when I'm recording 3D printing videos and time lapses because it has a wider depth of field. Like I noticed that the C920 has a really, really narrow depth of field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
it does.
But I think the C920 looks better overall. I think for color, the C920 spanks the Microsoft LifeCam Studio HD.
And Paul, what hardware are you using? You see what I did there?
Yay, nice, good plug there, Jay. I have a C920, but it's out in the garage. Right now I'm using the built-in webcam on the Asus G550JK.
It actually looks really good, I have to admit. It looks really good.
Really? I think so too. Yeah, it actually looks pretty good.
It looks really good.
It's because I have this dramatic side lighting come in, right?
Yep.
Wait, if I block this off, it'll readjust. There, see?
You've got the documentary side lighting going on.
It blows my mind what they've done with sensors and cameras though over the last couple of years. Like you look at stuff like the GoPro, what is it, the Black Edition 3 Plus, and it's got like a Cinema 4K sensor in it, and the thing's like this big, and it records video that seriously looks like it rivals $100,000 camera if you're outdoors and got a lot of light.
I want one of those.
I saw someone ask a question about this scar right here. I want to answer this because I've seen this mentioned a lot in some of my videos. Like, Jay, you have this scar on your head. What happened?
You have a scar? I never noticed it.
See it
Here, get closer. I want to see it. Get closer. I want to see.
Right there.
Oh, okay, I can see it now.
See where the dot is?
Yep.
So when I was about 8, I was throwing a piece of plywood up in the air and catching it. And let's just say one time I missed. So a piece of plywood came down, nailed me in the head, and sliced me open.
Everybody, you're with me on this, right? That totally seems like something Jay would do, doesn't it? like he totally looks like the kind of kid that would just go out and grab a piece of plywood and start hucking.
The classic childhood game, throwing plywood in the air.
Hey, if in the 1800s they could roll a stupid hula hoop thing with a stick and run through it, I could throw a piece of plywood in the air and try and catch it. Okay.
What name the game? Was it called like Plywood Chicken or something? What was it? Who's gonna move first?
It was so. I remember it's one of those super vivid memories where I remember throwing it up and going, and right as the corner came down, bink, right on the forehead.
Honestly, I can't give Jay any shit though, because like when I was kids, we used to take golf clubs and hit cow patties at each other. We used to shoot each other with real BB guns because back then we didn't have airsoft and paintball was too expensive.
You guys can't really see it, but I actually have a scar right here. I had to have surgically have a BB removed because my friends and I were like, let's play war with the Daisy air rifles.
I've got BB stuck between my fingers. I've gotten BB stuck in my arms. Yeah, we were always like squeezing them things out. I mean,
how do you get through airport security?
Make sure you get them all. Well, it's actually pretty easy because when you get hit with the BB and it goes into your arm, you usually feel it, and then you're like, "Holy shit!" and you try to get it out.
Wait, somebody told.
Good.
Uh-oh.
What happened to Paul?
Uh-oh. Hope he didn't get murdered.
Oh God!
Oh no, Paul, come back to us, Paul.
What happened?
Your
Paul,
video disappeared.
I'm here.
He's back.
Your video's gone. Now it's just a picture of you in Korea.
You need to pause the porn download, Paul. Pause it. You need your
no, that's important. I need the bandwidth for. Wait, where did my video go?
I don't.
It's very sad.
Yeah, all I see is this handsome picture of a guy with glasses on here.
Newegg has
I think
spoken.
that's Hawaii, actually. That was taken in Hawaii.
Dude, I've never been to Hawaii. You know, I've never even left this country. How sad is that? I live 3 hours from the Canadian border, and I've never even been to Canada.
You should go to Canada.
Mexico, but that doesn't count.
Do you guys want to see a Canada vlog? I'm just curious. I'm going to take a vote in chat. Do you guys want to see me, my first time ever, go to Canada with my vlogging camera, not knowing anything about anything, and just wander around and vlog about it?
Jerry's in Canada, eh?
Yeah.
What's
I have a Canadian friend. Rob, the guy, Darth Tigger 501, the guy on Twitter who's doing my my Halo helmet. Yeah, he's full-blown Canadian, that guy.
Oh, okay. And somebody made a very good point the other day. The reason why I do such a good Arnold impression, my mother was born in Munich, and my father is French-Canadian. So it's kind of funny that I do an Arnold impression, yet we make fun of the Canadians when I'm half Canadian.
Well, technically, I'm half. Well, I don't know if I'm half. My grandmother was from Quebec, so that would make me, what, a quarter?
I need to stop doing the Arnold impression.
I would have been a quarter. Yeah,
I think I'm stop doing the Arnold impression so much, or otherwise it's going to lose its prestige.
No. You need to do it like your entire life. I think you should just like.
But yeah, it should be a precious gem. It should only.
No, Paul. It should be. You know what? Jay should be the precious gem. He should only speak Arnold out in public. Be like the Borat guy or whatever, and just always be in character.
I'm very excited. No, did I tell you about the time I went into Starbucks and just started yelling at the top of my voice as Arnold to order my drink?
And I went to the Starbucks with you that you said you did it at. So. And
do you remember how echoey it is in that Starbucks?
It's very
echoey. All titled. It was pretty funny. You know what? Though
California people are pretty chill though. I was kind of surprised they came down there. Everybody seemed like they were pretty chill, everybody was polite. Everybody up here is assholes.
Everybody stopped and looked. It was pretty intimidating. But I did it because one of the guys who worked the counter there actually watches my channel.
Oh, so, wow.
I was dared one time to do Arnold in public, so I did it in there. But what's funny is when I did it and I did the impression, I did it so loud it echoed. I mean, it echoed throughout the whole place. Everyone behind the counter stopped and turned around and looked and stuff. Yeah. So.
Oh, this is cracking me up. Everybody over in chat keeps saying Flappy Jerry the video game, and you guys have no idea how close you are to what we're releasing. It's not called Flappy Jerry, but you guys are onto it.
Did you see the game somebody made for me where it's similar? It's like a little character with my bobblehead on there, and the whole point is to destroy the Titan Z's.
Wait, somebody actually made like a real game, or was it like a?
Yes, no, somebody made it's just like a little Windows app, and you break the Titan Z's.
Dude, why are you not releasing that like on Twitter every day? I will go play that and get high score. I will do a video. If you find me that, I'll do a video. I will do a video game of me getting high score playing that game.
Are you sure?
What is the high score?
Yeah. Would you guys like to see that? Would you like to see me do a let's play a JayzTwoCents game, and then I'll play JayzTwoCents game and like try to get high score in it?
And then I'll play Flappy Jerry?
Yeah, and then you play the Flappy Jerry when it comes out.
What are we gonna do with what kind of game are you gonna run, Paul? We gotta make Paul a game. Jerry, you code it.
Do you, Paul, make you a game?
I would like a game that's very similar to the original Final Fantasy, like an RPG, something like that.
Tall order. I was thinking like maybe Tetris.
You know what I should do is I should get pictures of your guys' heads and put them into the upcoming game. Like you guys just in the background.
Jerry, that doll is a perfect example of why I will not let you have a picture of my head, because I don't want you making a J doll and doing Jay and Jerry stuff with those dolls. Because all you had to do to get that doll was send in a picture of your head.
Dude, well, you're sleeping. I already 3D scanned you, dude. It's like, it's done deal.
I thought that was...
And I mean, I 3D scanned you, too. I didn't stop at the head, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh.
Jerry's gonna capitalize on my hardware.
It's a fancy 3D scanner.
Dude, I already sold the rights to browsers, man. They got it. It's all them now. Like, they gave me like $50. It was awesome.
I am now immortalized.
So... we can expect to see like a 3D rendered porn with Jay.
Yeah, but it's not going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on the other tube.
Yeah, it's going to be called Arnold's Grimace.
Arnold meets the Cookie Monster.
Oh my gosh! Everybody's like, "Can we get a link?" Hey guys, the game is in development right now, but when we start testing it, hopefully next month, we're going to be picking some testers. From the Opulent Studios page on Facebook and on Twitter. So if you guys go follow Opulent Studios, maybe you'll be one of the people that gets to test it. And then you can navigate Jerry through the Twinkies and candies.
Jerry would never get through the Twinkies and candies. He would eat his way through the Twinkies and candies.
Yeah, no, that's the ironic thing about the game is I have to dodge the whole thing I want to eat. But I can't eat it because I can't afford to buy them anymore, so I got to like fly between them.
No, you should just make it so that so that every time you skip one, you get smaller, so it's easier to get through. But every time you eat one, you get bigger, so it's harder to get through. And then when you finally get too big, you can't make it through the level.
During the planning phases of the game, we did discuss a feature where you basically would get tired as you went along, and I'd start being like, and you'd have to like eat things to get energy back. And they're like, you could get fatter, and then you wouldn't be able to fit between the pylons. So you'd have to figure out whether you want to be able to, you have to hit faster because you're tired, or do you want to eat the thing and be bigger and not necessarily fit through the gaps?
I don't know why I want somebody to GIF animate you doing that face you just made.
Oh, you just wait. I already took, what was it, 50, I think I got 50 pictures of me. Side profile and straight on that are all being made into sprites. So you'll see my head in the game. I will be the head in the game that you're navigating. Like,
that sounds like a very compelling mechanic for a game, though. Like that actually, I don't think I've seen that type of.
No, that's why I figured I'm a software developer. Why not utilize my talents and kind of merge them with YouTube? Like I don't see a lot of people doing that. So I was like, hey, I'll make games and do let's plays with myself.
I want to. You already do that every night, my friend.
Let's play with myself. That would be so funny. Let's play with myself, the game, and I'm going to be playing.
Do Barnacle segments. Let's play with myself.
Yep, that's what I'm going to do. But as soon as the game comes out, that's the idea. Is I'll be doing some things, and we'll have some contests and some giveaways around it for high scores and all that. It'll be fun. It'll be cool.
Yeah, could you imagine one of those 3D interactive Jerry games, including the smell puffs and stuff that come out at you?
You don't want to smell puffs, dude.
I smelled the puffs while you were here, man. I've smelled the puffs.
I remember back in the day, like before sound cards were common, right? Like back in the 286 days. I remember I went and bought this game called Rocketeer, and it was actually a really cool game at the time, considering how slow computers were. But it came, beers. But the Rocketeer came with an external sound card that you plugged in through like the serial port or something like that. It was really this like one-off thing. It only worked with one game. Those are beautiful beers, Paul. But I was like thinking, God, why don't they do that anymore where they just ship like specialized hardware just for the game? Like you buy a Flappy Jerry or whatever, and you basically get like the little smell capsule that you plug into USB, and it like warms it and makes your whole room smell like a dirty fart or like a rotten coconut or something.
Why a rotten coconut?
Is that an incentive to play the game?
Well, yeah, because if as soon as you beat the game, then it stops. It shuts it off.
Jerry.
Oh, okay.
You have turned my chat into such a festering pile of that I am now like blocking half of my subscriber base.
Hey, everybody, if you're enjoying the stream, can you hit that like button? Look, we've only got 699 likes and over 1,000 people in here.
I don't even know how many people I've blocked in the last 5 minutes because of the conversation you started.
Oh, why is it? People just respond to it, or is it just people trolling?
Oh no, it's turned into people being pretty dirty.
It's okay. Well, they're expressing themselves, Jay.
It's okay because it's not your channel. We go through this every week.
They're just expressing themselves. You don't take their expressions away.
This is the internet. There is no free speech on the internet.
That's
Which
true.
of these beers should I open?
I like. Wait, what is it? The La Fin du Monde? What is that?
Oatmeal stout.
Oatmeal stout. Unibrow, or we have an oatmeal stout.
Well, the oatmeal's got like a picture of like, what is that? A bear on the front with antlers?
Yes, it's a bear. It's like a moose bear.
It's a moose, dude. Moose bear wins.
All right, moose bear.
Moose bear.
Be right back.
All right, so we got about 10 minutes left in this stream here. So I say we do a lightning round. We just hit the Twitter, or not the Twitter, but the chat and the Twitter. Chat
and the Twitter. Here, I'll go see if there's anything being asked over on the Twitch.
Hey, look. You do the Twitter. I'll do the chat.
All right.
Go. Oh, I'm already seeing memes come in. I just accidentally closed the page. Hold on. Todd Templar saying, "Don't block me, bro," or brow. I think he said brow. Jay, what video editor do you use? Oh my God, I haven't been drinking. I swear. I use a mixture of Adobe Premiere Pro and Sony Vegas 13.
How do you mix those? Do you go back and forth?
No, it depends on how quick I need to get through the edits. If I want to get through a quick edit, I actually use Sony 13.
I use Premiere, but now that I'm poor people, I might actually consider like trying Sony Vegas again, because I don't want to pay $50 a month for a subscription service.
Oh yeah, you're like me. You use the cloud.
I'm doing that cloud thing, so I'm going to send mail to Adobe and see if they want to like help me out. If they don't, then I'll probably have to fall back. I guarantee
you, they're going to be like, "F you."
They'll say no.
Really, is Adobe pretty hardcore?
They're very, very, very stingy.
Yeah.
But what if I tell them I got naked pictures of them in the shower and all?
Well, that might change everything.
All right, so over on the Twitters here, we have somebody said, where did it go? Oh yeah, no. Simon said I was talking about doing a video where I introduced Xander because a lot of you guys came out in support for my son when I needed it, and he actually said that I should ask Xander if he wants to be on video first. I will absolutely do that, but I don't think he's really gonna understand what that entails.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna ask him anyways.
Mason Haynes says, Jay, I have a problem. I need a budget computer under $500. Yes, Mason, that is a problem. Okay.
You and everybody. Me too, Jay. Can you help me out there? I need one under like $100.
4790
4790K or 4930K. Well, I would not recommend the 4930K considering all the hype is X99 right now. That is literally around the corner. So I would not recommend a 4930K to anybody today. 4790K, I'm happy with it. I just wish mine was a little better overclocker.
All right, so we have at Charles Dean 321 says, how come you don't do gameplay commentaries or review of Xbox One and all of its features? Well, I actually did a full unboxing video on Xbox One. I don't know if you missed that. But no, I haven't done a lot of gaming videos on it yet because I've been having problems trying to do the video capture in the Nerd Cave bedroom, and I haven't had time to resolve it. But now that I've got some free time on my hands, I'll add that to the list because I would like to be able to just go sit down and do some streaming on the console games.
Okay, so this was a question for all three of us. Chief the Troll says, how long have you guys been in the tech industry?
My entire life.
Paul, why don't you start?
Oh, sorry.
I started in, I guess officially in 2005 was when I first started at Newegg. Been a really long time, actually. Prior to that, I was just a regular old enthusiast who liked to read Maximum PC and try to keep up with all of the PC tech that I can't actually afford.
Yeah, daydream about all the stuff we can't have.
Yeah.
Done that.
Yeah. Hey guys, I didn't always have money. I grew up dirt poor, so I definitely looked through the catalogs and was like, oh my god, if I could have that Diamond Viper graphics card, I'd be so happy. Then I'd go to my Trident 8900C.
I remember when I got my first 32 megabyte graphics card from Voodoo, and I was like, yes! I was so excited, and then it was like, oh look, the 64 meg is out now.
3D games.
Jay, I remember when I got my first 1 megabyte graphics card, and that was to upgrade my 256K graphics card, and I was thrilled about it.
Yeah. Well, remember, Jerry, we go back to the days of the green. Well, at least I think you do, but I go back to the XT, man, the green font.
The thing was my very first PC that I had was a 286, but I was engaged on computers during the XT days. It was just on the Apple side of the fence.
Yeah.
I was doing all the stuff with the Apple IIs and stuff like that instead of the, because that was like the competitor. Actually, the funny story is, and I'll keep it really short, guys, is I would not be using PCs today if my grandparents didn't screw up. My grandparents they went to something at my school and they said, hey, Jerry has an aptitude for computers. This is back when I was like 7 years old and I was in grade school. They're like, you guys should consider getting him a computer. My grandparents and I was using an Apple IIe at school exclusively. I'd put in my little 5.5 floppy disk and write my lines of code and save them off on an Apple IIe. And my grandparents went and bought me a 28612 Laser Pal from Sears. And I booted it up and I was like, what is this? I don't know how to use this. And they're like, well, you better learn. So I did.
Because all you got in those days was a blinking cursor.
Yeah. I didn't even have Windows. I was running, I think it had DOS 2.5 on it and it had GeoWorks Ensemble. Like, didn't even have Windows back then.
I can answer this question for both of us. The question is, Jay and Jerry, what education did you need for your technology jobs? Neither one of us have degrees.
Nope. I actually dropped out of high school and got a GED.
I would not recommend going that route today if you have the option.
Me three.
Okay, so all three of us are heavily regarded in the tech PC industry and don't have degrees. But you guys, please, I've said this a million times. If you have the ability to go to school, for the love of God, go to school. It makes things so much easier.
Yeah, the truth is, if I had the opportunity, I would have gone. But guys, until I started at Microsoft at the age of 19, and even a couple of years after that, I was barely getting by.
Yeah, I mean, things. It sounds so cliche, but things I would do over, Paul, you see anything going through there that you want to answer? I know it's going kind of quickly.
Can I ask a really quick question too? I just thought of a cool question that I'm actually curious. Do you guys remember what your first online purchase ever was? Like the very first thing that you ever purchased online with a credit card?
I think it was an adult website.
Well, that sounds legit to me. I remember the very first thing. It just popped into my head. It was something I haven't remembered in a long time, but I remember buying a 14.4 baud modem. It was a Falcon Electronics 14.4, and I bought it on Prodigy from Sears because Sears was like the only store back then that did like online purchases through Prodigy.
I'll be honest. I don't remember what my first online purchase was.
Do you remember, Paul? Like, what's the first thing you ever bought online?
So I think yes. So I have like two answers for that. One would be AOL, which I don't know if that counts as a physical online purchase, but I remember when
500 hours
AOL
for free.
when they first came out, I got like 6 months of AOL by renewing every single month with a different one of my dad's credit cards. I remember doing that. And I go be like, Dad, the free 30 days expired. Give me another credit card so I can sign up again. So I remember doing that.
I remember AOL. Oh my God.
And then the physical thing I remember buying was a system that I built for video editing, and probably 1998. I built two very similar systems, one for myself and one for a friend of mine, to do video editing at the time. And I bought a bunch of parts from M-Wave, which is also actually very close to Newegg when it comes to their location. But they had like, you can order online and go pick up in person. So I did that so I could go and actually pick it up like the same day. And I think I got some RD RAM and like a Pentium, like a Pentium 2 or something like that. It was a while back.
I'm sorry, I about lost my shit looking at a meme somebody posted on Twitter. It says Jerry making Jerry blow Jerry.
Yeah, I retweeted that. So did Paul.
Oh yeah.
Paul, you see anything in the chat there you want to address or answer?
That is a ageless classic, Jerry. I will need to blow that up and have that framed. What else did I see in chat? I don't know. I saw a few random things. Somebody asked.
Okay.
Somebody asked who's the better PC master, me or Jay, and I bow to Jay here.
I like how I don't even get included in that. Nice.
Well,
I guess, but that's kind of an open-ended question, though. I mean, I think there's plenty of things that you've got strengths in that I have weaknesses in, and vice versa. But I think together,
Oh, you've got me dead to rights on the hardware front. There's no doubt. If you want to just pick the hardware category, I'll just lay down right now because I haven't kept up on any of that shit in years. But
I'll be honest, though, I would have loved to have gotten in on that blind build.
Well, like for me, the thing with hardware is like. And the thing I constantly either tell myself or just realize from doing research or having to find out more information about a product that comes in is like you never have 100% knowledge of everything. There's always so much more to learn. And for me, like I try to keep that mentality because, every single new product that comes in that has like for as long as Chrome OS has been out, I did my first video on a Chrome OS product earlier this week, and I was like, oh, I haven't actually used Chrome OS. I've heard of it, I've read of it, but I've never actually used it. I like it. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. But there's you can never know everything. There's always going to be more to know, and there's always going to be somebody who knows way more than you do. So
it's true.
And that person's name is JJ.
Yeah, he's awesome.
At least for me.
No, JJ knows his shit. He does.
So Sam Pitluck has asked quite a few times, Jay, are there any more build vlogs coming up? Actually, yes.
Oh no, you're breaking up.
Am I? I'm not dropping any frames. Okay, so I've been asked if I'm doing any more build vlogs. I do actually have a refresh to a system I built last year on the channel. If you guys remember, I did that gunmetal in red build for the customer. It was all dual 680s and all that stuff. So he saw both of the last builds that I did. He's like, hey, I really want that acrylic tubing look. I want to switch it from red to blue, and I want to do some different lighting stuff. So we're going to be doing kind of like a Pimp His PC little series on a couple videos on cool. that. So we're getting out all the soft tubing, remounting his pump, and changing things around. So that's going to be starting filming probably on Monday. I'm waiting for the parts to arrive from Frozen CPU.
Well, if I can get some people... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I just wanted to make a sad announcement, too. Some people have... And I'm just going to put this out there because you guys know I have full transparency with the channel. I figure we'll do this with everyone here together. A lot of people are also wondering, Jay, why are you doing this fundraiser? Aquatuning has dropped their sponsorship. They're no longer sponsoring any more channels or LANs or any of the stuff that they used to do. So I'm actually losing a sponsor. So that's one of the reasons why the fundraiser helps for CES. It doesn't change anything in terms of my channel. It means a little bit less... as much when it comes to water cooling stuff. Good news is EK has stepped in and said, any parts you need, just give us an email.
Yeah.
So
just to let you guys know too, I just picked up a new sponsor, Aquatuning. No, I'm just kidding.
Have fun with that.
Too soon? No, just kidding. Oh my God, dude. Oh, that sucks. But that's the thing is I was getting ready to do a whole new computer build. before this layoff thing, but there's no way I can go drop 10 G's and build a crazy system now. I just can't. It'd be damn near irresponsible.
Why would you need to drop 10 G's?
Just because I'm all about just building. I wanted to build the most crazy possible thing I could, Jay. But I'm just saying, those are the plans before. I could have done it before. I can't do it now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can drum up some sponsorship. I'm going to talk to some people like Digital Storm PC and stuff, see if I can get some components together, mix that together with some of my money.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
no, not at all.
Skunkworks wouldn't exist if it wasn't for that. I can't afford this system now, let alone when I built it.
Yeah, no. So no, I just want people to know. I mean, it's the whole full transparency thing. It's like, I need help, guys. Yeah, I need help, so I'm gonna do it.
Aquatuning is no longer a direct sponsor of the channel. They are still willing to send product and stuff and build loops and things. But the nice thing, though, is it does open me up to being able to do more EK product review. I don't know if you guys know there is like a rivalry between EK and Aquatuning and some legal stuff. So it was kind of a interesting position to be in, considering, I'm unbiased. And that's just like, I don't want to spit in the face of anyone else. Like,
yeah,
I like both companies. I really do. So it gives me a little bit more freedom there, which is nice. But yeah, so I do definitely appreciate EK stepping in and being willing to provide parts for review. So yeah, I just want to kind of put that out there too, that it's that's one of the reasons the fundraiser is important for CES, because people have said, well, why aren't you just getting your sponsors to help pay for it? Well, my biggest sponsor is like, see ya.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna have to play around in the sponsorship arena, so I'll be asking you some questions for sure. Let's see. Okay, so we got a question on Twitter. Let's see. Chris Grinnell said, could you dual boot Linux when working on Windows? You can actually, and it's called a virtual machine. So basically, you'd run something like Hyper-V if you're on Windows, or VMware, or VirtualBox if you want to go the open source free route. There's a lot of different VMs out there, but yes, you can run any Linux distribution. Linux is probably the single operating system that'll run on any VM. Like, I've yet to find a VM that won't host a Linux instance. So. And then you can just run it in a window, literally on your Windows desktop. Or if you want, you can dual boot it too, like you were saying, but you can't be running Windows and it at the same time. You basically have to pick Linux or you have to pick Windows. And for that, you basically have to install Boot Manager.
Why do I see so many people like asking, does Jay have a job? What's Jay's day job?
What?
I don't know. Is it abnormal for people to have a YouTube channel and a full-time job? It still boggles.
No, I just think that
lately it's somebody to be able to create as much content as you do and have a full-time job and have a family with a kid and another kid.
Jay is super efficient though. Jay,
Jerry saw firsthand how quick I can. I was gonna say how quick I could bang it out, but bang out.
Well, that too. I'm sure he's pretty quick at that. But no. But Jay, legitimately, you go down there. It's like we shot a video. And Jay took the memory card over to his computer and started editing it. And it's like by the time I was done doing something on my computer for like a half an hour, 45 minutes, he was done. It was uploaded, ready to go. Already had all the shit there. I was like, dude, yeah. My video I released yesterday, the one where I play with myself. Oh yeah. That one took me, I'm gonna say, almost 4 hours of editing and an hour of shooting to pull that out.
Exactly. Kyle and I had this discussion today at work. We're like, because we were talking to the Western Digital people about our channels, and be like, hey, we have channels too, and that sort of thing. And we're like, but we don't understand Jay. We don't comprehend how he does this. And what we tallied it up to was that he doesn't sleep, or I don't know what, 3 hours a night, maybe. That's a good night.
I aim for 4.
Just maybe I can get 4 in there. Okay, so that's one. And then the only other excuse we had for ourselves for not being able to produce as much was that we make videos at work, and then going home at night and being like, let's make more videos is a little bit you don't always have the energy for it. But yeah. we're in awe of the amount of content you're able to produce.
I did discover something interesting though, and this has helped me a lot. Is a lot of people really like my new content where I'm a lot goofier and stuff. Now, granted, there's a couple of my old hardcore fans that got pretty pissed off about it, that I went the goofier route. But the truth is, I find it a lot more gratifying and fun and personally rewarding to sit here and edit 4 hours of video and I'm laughing at it the entire time.
No, but but we're laughing at it too. I mean, when Coconut Monkey was here, we did the chair review. It takes me considerably longer to do a video with somebody and we're together, like editing because we're goofing off and stuff. Like it took me much longer to make a video with you in this room than if it were just me. Right. And I remember I told you the other night when we did that chair review, we turned on the camera at 9:08 p.m. and we were edited. We were shot, edited, online, annotated, thumbnail made by 11:30.
See, I can't do that. Even my easiest videos, I can't do that.
And at least I have Coconut Monkey as a witness to that time frame. But you understand too. Paul, I don't know if you know this about me or not, but I work for a firm that has about 100 people in it. I'm like the 9th or 10th employee they hired 8-9 years ago. And one of the things that I do in my company is internal consulting as an efficiency expert. So when I'm traveling around the country, and I'm posting those pictures like, hey guys, I'm getting on a plane heading to New York and stuff. I'm being paid by my company to go to another office in our company and shape them up into efficiency standards.
I can vouch for your efficiency, Jay. You are an efficient individual.
So that's why I can do this.
Need more efficiency from Jay.
Here's the problem with me though, is because, and this is where the ADHD becomes really fun, is like I was telling Jay gets out his camera, he sets it up, he records step A, B, C, D, E, F, G, done, boom, pull the memory card, go edit, done, he's uploaded. This is what I do. I get out my camera, I set it up, I get the lighting right, I check the audio if I remember, I shoot it, hope I got everything turned on right, and I shoot like one scene, then I take it over, upload it to the computer, and edit my intro first. And then once I'm happy with the intro, because that gets me excited about the rest of the video, I need that motivation to see what that is in its final form.
I see that in my head.
Then I go shoot the rest of it. But I can't. That's the thing is, when I sit down and edit, what I often come up with in my editing is completely different than what I visualized in my mind's eye.
It's funny, too, because when Coconut Monkey was here, we were doing the chair review. It's funny, too, because I'm kind of trying to get... I'm a horrible director. That's why I could probably never do something like Linus Media Group, because I am a micromanager. I micromanage myself down to an infinite level of scrutiny, and I could not just say, okay, Jerry, do this for me, edit. I could never leave my video in your hands to edit, even if you were an editor. That's part of my problem. And so when Coconut Monkey was here, he's like, so how are we going to do this? It's a chair review. I'm like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this, and you're going to be like, yay. And I'm going to be like, whoa, and it's going to be like so funny. Okay, let's go. And he's like, what? I'm like, no, I can see it all in my head. This is how it's going to go. It's going to be hilarious. I'm laughing at it. And he's just like, I have no idea what we're doing. I'm like, okay, fine. Just go with it. Just do this. Don't worry about it. I'm going to cut it in and it's going to make sense. And while we're editing it, he's like, oh my God, I so see what you were talking about. And it's like, it's in my head. So it's easy to record it in the proper order. And sometimes I record things backwards or in the wrong order because there's an efficient way of recording it rather than doing.
And I have to do everything like in chronological order, so it comes off in the same order and everything.
But there's a downside to having that way of thinking, and Coconut Monkey and Draxon, Draxon is the guy who does most of my camera work when I have a cameraman. He's my brother-in-law, guys. I don't pay him. I've seen some accusations that I can afford a cameraman. Why do I need to do a fundraiser? Guys,
people are ignorant as shit. Just ignore the ignorant
He's paid
people.
in dinner, okay? So anyway, every now and then I may forget to turn on the audio on the H4n, and I may have lost a 10-minute clip because of that. Oh my God. You could ask Coconut Monkey the next time you talk to him, Jerry. Ask him what Jay is like when a video goes bad. Can you hear me? Check 1 2.
Oh, there we go. I caught the end of that. Yeah. So Coconut
Monkey would tell you, oh my God, stand clear of Jay if he lost a clip of audio or a clip of video, because at that point it breaks my routine, and I'm like, God damn it! And I'm like throwing stuff down, and I'm turning into a major asshole, and it's like, God, we're gonna do this again, whatever. And I'll sit down. Hey guys, what's up? It's JayzTwoCents. It's like Bill O'Reilly.
Jay, I literally shot an hour of video before and sat down to edit it and didn't have audio because I forgot to turn on the H4n. Like, I've done that before. So now I religiously go through my checklist.
Can you see my H4n right there? You see how it's facing me?
And look, you can't see mine, but mine is too. When I got back, I did the exact same thing as you, and I've never had that happen since. So. Yeah. Oh, here, I want to so we were talking about, ignorant people that accuse you of this, that, and everything. Well, we have one right over here in chat right now. It's Stephen Murphy, who says, you lose your job, so you want to spend fucking 10 grand on another damn computer. Okay, first off, you didn't hear me. I said I was going to spend 10 grand on a computer back when I had a job and I had 10 grand to spend on a computer. I do not have 10 grand to spend. And that's the other thing people don't realize. I got a couple of these comments. Now, they're very few because, again, it's the ignorant people that don't really, think it through. I have a technology-based YouTube channel. the draw to the videos is both my personality and the thing I'm reviewing and I'm doing. If I had a shitty nerd cave that didn't have a bunch of stuff in it and I did a review of it, I'm not going to have 680,000 views. I'm not going to have a revenue stream from that that's going to allow me to go buy something else to do something cooler. It's all an investment. It absolutely is an investment. And no, I'm not going to go spend 10 grand on another computer, but if I can find sponsors that will help me get to that 10 grand computer for a fraction of that price, absolutely, I'll do it because I am a technology nut. That's what I want to do. This is my job now.
Well, Skunkworks was sponsored, guys. I could not have afforded that. I can't afford that.
It just bugs me when people think along those lines of like somebody today was like, don't go be your own boss. You're stupid. Your family's not going to have insurance and everything. No, my family is taken care of and I will go back to work long before I exhaust my resources.
You know what the irony in that statement is? It's the very company you're working for at some point started off by a guy being his own boss.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. And then people say, get a real job. And I'm like, well, okay, so who's the CEO of a company? He doesn't report to anybody. So technically that's not a real job.
No, isn't a job nothing more than a task that you do that in turn gives you currency to live on?
I don't know what the exact definition is, but that's got to be close. It's a job is anything you do to support yourself.
Right. So
Jerry, I'm actually insanely jealous of you working for yourself. I'll say that straight up. Working for other people often really sucks, and
did it for 50.
as long as you have the dedication, the motivation, and the plan to go forward, to provide for yourself, to create the content for other people, and to keep doing what you love and stay positive about it, like that's amazing to me, and I think you're gonna do awesome.
Oh, I love you, Paul. Honestly, I wouldn't do this if I didn't think I could pull it off.
It takes Jerry's level of OCD to do this.
Yeah. No, I can do this, guys.
OCD helps.
I don't chase something unless I can do it. I can do this. And like I said, I've got a really strong community behind me. They like what I do. They support what I do. And I'm not going to let a handful of, people that are jealous and angry and not taking everything in to ruin that for me. And that's why now with my troll community, I've changed a lot. I used to challenge the troll community and mess with them. And I still do. It's still fun to toy around with them every once in a while. But I don't have time for that anymore. If you're not going to be a supporter, then go away. If you don't like what I'm doing, go away. There's other people to watch. There's more toxic channels if you're into that kind of drama and stuff. I'm just not going to be that channel.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think I'm going to take the night off, so it means I'm probably not going to have a Friday video for you, and I feel like shit about that.
You should, Jay. God damn it. You should.
You know what? I should probably bang out like an hour-long how to build a PC guide in the next 2 hours.
Yeah, you know what I think? Jay, my advice is get your camera phone. Go sit on the toilet and just talk to the camera about computer shit for like 20 minutes and don't even edit it. Just one continuous clip with some fart noises in the background and then just roll your outro.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a vlog is, actually.
I see a lot of people asking how long is this live stream. Well, guys, we've gone 16 minutes over what we normally do, but we were having so much fun.
Oh my God. We love Paul.
I like how this room has gotten so much darker, but yet Paul still seems to have all the sun. What is going on?
I don't know. I think it's automatic adjustment because so there's a big ass wall in my backyard right there that the sun was hitting and reflecting back here and bringing the light in, and the sun is not hitting it anymore, but it still looks like this is like God is coming through the window somehow. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, guys, we have rendered 90,000 frames worth of Tech Talk this week. So, Paul, we definitely appreciate you coming on. Guys, just a reminder here, we are only $142 away from the next tier giveaway, and I do have multiple things lined up for after that. So, this is going to probably... I don't know if you guys realize this, but the reason why it was a 35-day fundraiser is it's set to end on my 2-year anniversary. So the moment that the fundraiser ends, it's my 2-year anniversary, and I'm going to be giving away over $1,000 worth of stuff to you guys.
Was that planned so that you could take the wife out for some like endangered manatee or something?
What?
Like for like a $2,000 dinner? I don't know why I said manatee.
Wait.
With an endangered animal.
Jerry, what does the 2-year anniversry of my channel have to do with taking my wife out?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear the 2 year.
I've been with my wife for 15 years.
No, I'm sorry. I missed the 2 year. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know what? That's it. I'm firing you, and I'm hiring Doll Jerry.
Son of a bitch. Well, he doesn't talk as much as me, which is a plus. And he's more handsome. And he's skinnier.
Paul, quick, in 30 seconds, what camera should I buy? Go.
Do it.
See? It's not that easy, is it?
GH4.
No, he just said. GH4, get it. Done.
Okay, other than the GH4.
No, there is no other.
Other than the GH4.
It's out of the price range.
Oh.
Okay.
It's GH4.
I gotta go with what I know, which is the 70D, which is a reasonably priced DSLR, and it has a flip-out screen. It's good for video.
I hear
it has
some double digi processor. What does that mean?
The processor isn't as good as the Nikon, 7100 has a little bit better sensor, but it doesn't have the flip-out screen.
Mm-hmm.
It has autofocus, which I know you hate,
I've never used it.
But the only time I use autofocus, trust me, I'm with you on the manual focus everything. Everything I do here is manual focus, but when we're at trade shows, when we're at events, and we're running, gunning, shooting, autofocus is
but
extremely.
Can I add another piece of the puzzle though to consider? Is that I don't do nearly as many trade shows as you do.
That's true.
I do one.
Are you going to CES?
I'm going to CES.
What? Just what? Maybe you'll go to Computex this year, huh? Taiwan? Taiwan?
Do you know how out of place I would look in Taiwan? Do
you know how out of place I look in Taiwan? But it's freaking awesome. If you can deal with the humidity and the heat, the food is amazing. The people are incredibly friendly, and it's one of the funnest tech-related IT computer component show. There's so much more dedicated PC hardware stuff there than there is at CES or any other show that you go to. That's why I like Computex.
Someone said get the one that Austin reviewed today. Just go look.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
no. I love
tiny.
Yeah, he's got that little point and shoot, which I'm really not interested in. But I think it's funny how I was like, "Hey, Austin, what camera you use?" And he's like, "Oh, the C100." I'm like, "Yeah, that's not in the cards."
Is that what's like $6 or $7 grand for the body?
Yeah.
Something absurd like that.
Dude, the voice got really out of sync. That's weird. But anyway, yeah, he's it's right up there with Linus's FS700 series stuff. Well, I don't know. I'll just continue to look at B&H Photo for the next 38 hours and be as confused as I am yesterday.
Dude, just buy another one of those crappy little cameras because you're a genius at operating that one. Just go get another T2i or whatever. Dude, you've got that camera dialed in. You're gonna change your camera and it's gonna just mess up your whole world.
It's Magic Lanterns doing all the work.
I know, but that's what's awesome. You buy a cheap piece of hardware and Magic Lantern makes it an expensive piece of hardware.
Jerry trying to tell me to buy a cheap piece of hardware. I'm inclined to listen to Jerry on this one.
I'm all about buying cheap hardware now. I'm actually, you know what?
Now.
I'm only from Taiwan now.
He's reformed poor people.
Yep. From now on, I'm only going to review battery packs. That's all I'm going to do. My entire channel, I'm going to rename it to Barnacles Nerdgasm Battery Pack Edition. Because if you're starting a YouTube channel and you want to review hardware, battery packs. That's where you start with. Because there are a million Chinese companies that will they'll seriously just fill your house up with battery packs.
The SEO alone on battery packs, you get so much traffic.
Seriously, I get probably 10 mails a day from a company. It's like, we got this battery pack we want you to try out. I'm like, I'm sorry.
And 8 of those 10
I got 35 of them.
And 8 of those 10 are RAV power.
It's true. It's so true. But in their defense, though, the RAV power stuff's been good and reliable. It's just, oh my god, are there so many battery packs out there? Oh my gosh.
All right, guys, it's time to get the hell on out of there. Follow all three of us on Twitter if you've got the Twitter or the Facebook. I don't know, Paul, if you have a Paul's Hardware Facebook or not.
Paul?
I do have a Paul's Hardware Facebook. All it does is mirror everything I do on Twitter.
And
but I go on
where
there
mine
every
is.
once in a while, yeah.
Okay. So, guys, at JayzTwoCents, at Barnacles, at
Cheers.
Paul Hardware, not S, Paul Hardware, and go sub his YouTube channel if you like what I do, because I'll be honest, I was watching Paul before I even started YouTube.
And we love Paul. We love Paul, so give him a
I love all of you. You guys are awesome.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and roll that intro. As always, this will be archived, and if anybody feels like time-stamping this for us, I don't have 2 hours to go back through it.
Oh, yeah, if you guys do the timestamps, that's awesome. I actually love that.
Email it to JayzTwoCents@gmail. Roll in the intro. Thanks, guys. 100,000 frames of awesome this week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. All right, Paul, let's do the outro song.
And we did the tech
And
talk.
outro's rolling.
Yeah.
JayzTwoCents. Jerry.
With me.
Barnacles.
Yeah.
And it's singing the song with the
yeah.
outro.
Sure am.
I'm just going to leave it going.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. See you
Entering
later.
my Jaegers.